Hey, what's up, Solarpreneurs? Today I'm going to teach you one thing you can do everywhere you go that could get you possibly dozens of extra deals a year. And who wouldn't want dozens of extra deals a year? That could mean $100,000 maybe, depending on how much you're making per deal. Okay, so we're going to talk about that and a whole lot more. My name's Taylor Armstrong. We're here to help you close more deals, generate more leads and referrals, and hopefully have a much better time in the solar industry here on the Solarpreneur podcast. Hope you're doing awesome. Hope you are gearing up for the springtime and selling a lot wherever you're at. I'm selling in a little bit of cold weather. It's been a brisk like 40 to 50 degrees on a few days, and I even have to put on a jacket every once in a while. I'm in San Diego, obviously, so I enjoy some good weather. And for me, once it gets below 50, get a little cold, I have to put on my jacket. Okay, so I got respect for those of you working in even colder weather than that. But all joking aside, we are going to be jamming on one thing you can do to get a whole lot more deals this year, and that secret thing is just prospect everywhere you go. And so some of you have probably heard recruit. I think the saying is recruit everywhere you go, so you don't have to go anywhere to recruit. Okay, well, how about prospect everywhere you go, so you don't have to go anywhere to prospect? I know it's not going to always work out like that. Probably can't just stop prospecting and just go to the mall and prospect all day. Like, there's a reason we go door to door. But I think there's a valid argument for why you should prospect everywhere as well. Okay, so I've got a couple experiences, couple stories, but before we jump into that, wanted to remind you, number one, two things. If you have not left us a review or a rating over on Apple or Spotify, please go leave us one. That's the one ask we have in the show. It would be much appreciated. It helps us spread awareness, spread the word to more people, more solarpreneurs looking to change their life and sell more deals. And number two, you've heard me say this multiple times, but we are doing our first Solarpreneur live event. Was hoping to have the page up by this podcast, but been closing deals, got held up. So the web page is not up for that yet, unfortunately. But for now, you can go buy your ticket for SolarCon. Solarcon.com, I think, is the website. Look in the show notes as usual. And use the coupon code Taylor. It's going to get you an extra 10% off. And then it's going to get you a free ticket to our events. Okay, so I know the discount is lowering for SolarCon. So if you want to get the best discount available, go use that coupon code today. And we are going to have limited spots for our event as well. So what are you waiting for? Go grab it. Easiest way right now is you can just take a screenshot, email it, or send me a DM with that. And then hopefully by next podcast, we should have our webpage launch for it. We should have all the details all clear now, but it is going to be off the chart. Hope you can join us for it. Okay, so the podcast topic today is prospect everywhere you go. So three reasons why you should be doing this. Again, like I mentioned, if you prospect everywhere you go, you won't have to prospect as much during the week. Or how about you just do both? Okay, but I had an experience last week. Our microwave went out, and what do? I'm not gonna go buy a whole brand new microwave, pay full price. I'm like, okay, you know what? Let's look on Facebook Marketplace, see who's selling one of these things. I find one for at $20 on Facebook Marketplace. I'm like, boom, done deal. I'm buying it. So I go to this lady's house. I notice she doesn't have solar up on her house. And so my first thought is, okay, this lady, she needs solar panels. It's a pretty big house, pretty nice house. Like, she's got to be paying a lot for electricity. And I did actually try to get a recording of this. I thought I had it recorded, but then I went and pulled up the recording, and it's a false recording. For some reason it didn't upload correctly, or I don't know what happened with it. So would have made some good content for the podcast. Share with you a little recording of me trying to prospect this microwave lady at the door. Unfortunately didn't get it, so you're just getting the recap from me. But long story short, I buy the microwave, say, oh, great microwave, looks awesome, thanks for giving me a great deal. Our microwave, built some rapport, typical thing we do. They said, hey, you got a nice house here, how long you own the home here? And notice I throw in the casual, how long have you owned the home here, just assuming that she owns it, right? And so she tells me she's owned the home for a while, she likes the area, yada yada. And then I go in for the kill. I say, hey, you know what? I actually do solar. I've helped out a bunch of the homes around here. And a lot of people have been seeing bills higher than ever. Have you ever looked into solar for your house here? Shoot my shot. She gives me the, oh, my bill's too low, don't really benefit from it. And then I go for, what we've been helping with is a program where you don't have to pay anything out of pocket. She hits me with, oh yeah, I've heard of that, but if I ever went solar, I'd want to buy it, and solar is just too expensive. Don't want to do anything. And so, with these people, you probably can't push as hard. Like, I didn't want to shove it down her throat when I was just buying a microwave from her. So just took one or two little objections, then walked away on it. But really, I was reminded of many times where I have gotten leads in similar situations. And so I thought, you know what? I wonder how many people are truly prospecting in all the places they go. Whenever you have to buy a microwave off Facebook Marketplace, whenever you have to buy I actually bought a dryer off Facebook Marketplace. The guy I picked it up from, I got the lead, and I never followed up with them, so I lost out on that opportunity. But you can tell I'm an avid Facebook Marketplace buyer, and I like it because you're getting in front of potential homeowners. But just remember to follow up with these people if you are getting their contact information. Better yet, set the appointment, which I did not do when I bought my dryer off of it. So wherever you're going, whatever you're buying, look for opportunities. Are these people homeowners? Are they your potential customers? Like Grant Cardone says, who's got my money? Right? Who has the need for solar panels? And if you do that, this one thing can add thousands and thousands to your pocket. Every year, you can get deals that you didn't think you would get. And, it's a little bit easier than knocking a door. It's a little bit softer conversation. Just a little bit easier. Okay, and then just another couple things that I think demonstrate the importance of this, more reasons why you should try to prospect everywhere, is number 2, it can be a great chance to ask for referrals. Hey, I remember when I did my church mission in Colombia, our mission president at the time, he actually told us to not knock doors. He said, hey, it's not that effective. What you need to do is just get referrals instead. And he showed us the stats. If we got referrals from members of the church or people we were working with, they were 7 times more likely to join the church or to have success with these people. Some crazy number. So what we did instead is we just did little activities, played soccer with people in the streets of Colombia. I remember this family we brought into the church was just from playing soccer with this 9-year-old kid. He ended up leading us to his whole family, and we baptized that whole family in the church. Okay, so we are not baptizing people to a church, but we are baptizing people to solar panels in this job. So for you, even if you're prospecting and it's people that maybe aren't homeowners, maybe aren't interested, are you asking them for referrals? And are there other people at the house that maybe own homes? I went to a deal last week. The deal I closed last week, they had some lady that was actually there helping them prepare their grave sites, I guess. That's the thing, like cells for, I don't know what that's called, your future grave site. And this lady, I got to talking to her. She was at the table, but turns out she's a homeowner. She never looked into solar, said her husband hadn't been that into it. But then I said, hey, has he heard about the new programs? No. Boom, got her phone number. And actually just sent her another text before this podcast because I don't want to forget to follow up. It's another lesson for another podcast, but make sure you have a system in place where you can actually follow up and enter these leads in a CRM or a rep card if you use that. But yeah, always be looking for people that are potential homeowners that could benefit from your products. And then number 3, even if you are not selling people, even if you're finding people that aren't interested in solar, are they interested in the job opportunity? Are you looking for opportunities to recruit? Again, I had an opportunity last week where a guy just wasn't interested in solar, had low bill, might be moving, whatever, went through all the typical things and wasn't having it. And starts telling me about how they don't have a lot of money, their credit might be bad, all this stuff. And I was like, hey, well, you're not working. You know what? Our company's actually hiring. They have a few spots that just opened up. Couldn't promise you a job, but if I got you an interview, would you at least come? Would you check it out? You're looking for a job, right? And he was definitely interested, but as the conversation went on, I could tell it wasn't really going to be his thing. This guy was, there's just this Mexican labor worker, had worked in labor all his life, and as the conversation further, just gave him more details about the job, that it was sales, and wasn't going to be a fit. But hey, I shot my shots, and that's another thing. I have brought on a lot of recruits, a lot of people to meetings, a lot of people checking out the potential opportunity just by recruiting everywhere I go. So those are the 2 lines of the podcast. Those are the 2 things that you need to remember. Coach your team on this, coach your reps on this, coach your company on this. And that's number 1. Prospect wherever you go, so you don't have to go anywhere to prospect, except for knocking doors. Number 2, recruit wherever you go, so you don't have to go anywhere to recruit. Okay, remember those 2 lines, live by them, and I guarantee if you do those 2 things, you're going to make a whole lot more money this year between people you bring on to the job opportunity and then prospects that you find just by always looking for ways to recruit. Like one of our team members, he was on a cruise and he booked 4 appointments while he was on a cruise. Okay, and so yeah, you don't have to take it to an extreme always. I know there's a time and place. Maybe you're on vacation. Maybe you don't want to be constantly talking about solar. I'm married. Sometimes my wife goes nuts if that's like the main goal of our date nights and everything is to go look for people to recruit and sell. Maybe don't take an extreme always if you're married and all that, but always be looking for those opportunities for those chances. And yeah, it's going to make you a whole lot of money. So hopefully that was helpful. On the next podcast, you are not going to want to miss out because we have this guy, he came on the podcast, I think was like the 2nd or 3rd guest ever that we had on the show. And just super successful company, had a 9-figure exit. That's 9 figures. And his solar company was recently acquired. Now he is running coaching for entrepreneurs. Just an insanely good salesperson, entrepreneur. His name is Chris Lee. So he came on the podcast recently. Excited to feature him on the next episode coming up here. Make sure you tune in. Not going to want to miss it. And again, grab your tickets to SolarCon. Leave us a rating and review if you have not. Thanks for tuning into the episode. We will see you on the next one. Peace.